Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Jamaica News in Review. Bob Marley and the Wailers pianist Tyrone Downie is dead. Jamaican keyboardist pianist Tyrone Downie, known for his work as a member of the Bob Marley and the Wailers, died last evening in Jamaica on the way to the University Hospital of the West Indies. At the time of his death, he played with the France-based reggae band called Jazz. Tyrone will be sadly missed. He was a great musician and a very important person in the music business. He was supposed to be part of the showcase we had planned for Tuesday of this week, but we know he was ill and had not planned for him to come, but he passed last night, Michael, a respected reggae music promoter in France, told reporters. Downie produced 2 albums, one for the Tikinja Fokole, which was released last Friday, and another for Jazz, which will be released on Tuesday, with a show in France. Woman killed, 3 others injured in Hannover crash. A pharmacist assistant was killed and 3 others injured in a 2-vehicle crash along the Salt Creek Main Road in Orange Bay, Hannover, Saturday night. She is 42-year-old Charmaine Brown, who was a resident of Orange Bay in the parish. Reports from the Green Island Police are that about 11:30 p.m., Brown was among passengers traveling in a Tyrone bus from the direction of Negril to Green Island. On reaching a section of the Salt Creek Main Road, the driver of the Toyota Premier motor car reportedly failed to keep left and collided with the Noah bus. Brown and 2 other passengers sustained serious injuries and were rushed to the Savannah Lamar Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. The others were admitted in serious condition. The driver of the Premier motor car, who also sustained injuries, was taken to the Noel Holmes Hospital in Hannover, where he was admitted. 2 bike taxi operators in Hannover hospitalized after gun attack. 2 bike taxi operators are now nursing concert wounds in hospital after coming under attack at an establishment in Orange Bay, Hannover on Sunday morning. The men ages 22 and 42, who are from the community of Longwood, are in serious but stable conditions. The shooting happened around 12:15 a.m. It is reported that the men were among persons at the establishment when they were pounced upon by 2 men armed with handguns who opened fire. Both men were hit and their attackers fled on foot into the area. The police were called to the scene and the injured men were taken to hospital. Issa apologizes after lights were turned off early at Stadium Eastfield. The Inter-Secondary School Sports Association ISSA has apologized to students, teams, patrons, and match officials present at Saturday's Manning Cup between Mona High School and Charlie Simit High School. In a press release on Sunday, Issa highlighted that immediately after the match, lights at the National Stadium field where the match was played were turned off, creating what is described as a safety concern. Issa said it deeply regrets the incident and assured the public that the action was unintentional. Immediately after the conclusion of the game, the lights at the complex were turned off. This created a safety concern, which we deeply regret. Initial reports from the Independent Park Limited has indicated that the turning off of the lights at the time was unintentional and not in keeping with their contractual obligation to Issa, the statement read. Issa would like to inform the public that the Independence Park Limited has given its full assurance that this will not recur at any further games, the statement concluded. Body of excavator operator found in St. Elizabeth. The body of excavator operator Peter Marcon was found a short while after an extensive search of a mall pit. Marcon's body was covered by boulders during a freak accident at the Extonia Junction in St. Elizabeth on Saturday. He was said to be operating the heavy-duty equipment when boulders hit the excavator and covered him. Reporters understand that at 7:55 p.m. on Sunday, a search team found the operator's body. The team comprising the police, excavator operators, firefighters, and Morgan's family spent all day Sunday searching the area. Security guard killed in Falmouth. A security guard employed to King Alarm was shot and killed on November 5th. He has been identified as 25-year-old Alvin Clark of Falmouth, Trelawney. The incident reportedly occurred sometime after 8 in the evening on Peel Street in the parish. The Falmouth police, who are investigating, are yet to ascertain a motive for the killing of Mr. Clark. There were also 2 other reported murders in St. James and Westmoreland. In St. James, it is reported that about 2 p.m., 54-year-old farmer Ian Bell of Tangle River was in a section of Spring Mount. He was approached by armed men who shot him. Mr. Bell was pronounced dead at hospital. And in Westmoreland, 35-year-old Annette Green, ill at stage, a farmer of Black River, St. Elizabeth, was shot and killed by unknown assailants in Petersfield. 1-year-old shot, suspect arrested in St. Catherine. Reporters understand that the St. Catherine police have detained a suspect and seized an illegal gun following an incident in which 2 people, including a 1-year-old child, were shot. It's reported that about 2 p.m., the child and the other victim, who is 25-year-old, were at a home in Barnett District above Rock, St. Catherine, when they were shot by a lone gunman. The 2 were rushed to hospital for treatment. Reporters were informed that the suspect was later arrested and a weapon seized. Former MP calls for investigation at Mandeville Regional Hospital. The People's National Party functionaries are calling for inquiry into the operations of the Mandeville Regional Hospital amid claims that a mother and her child died there because of lack of urgent attention. Former MP for Clarendon Northwestern Richard Azan outlined what he said were matters of concern surrounding aspects of the hospital's operation. Mr. Azan highlighted a case of a mother and child died at the hospital because of lack of urgent attention. He also outlined further reported challenges while reiterating his call for an investigation to take place and expressing sympathy to the family members who have lost loved ones due to negligence at hospitals across the island. A family's gloom. Her family would have been celebrating her 20th birthday with her on Sunday, but instead, they were left in gloom with just memories and conversations about her funeral. Mona Ann Forbes, a Garvey Massey High School graduate who was preparing to start nursing school next year, was one of 3 people killed in a 2-vehicle collision on Melrose Hill Bypass in Manchester last Friday morning. Christine Forbes, Mona Ann's cousin, told reporters that it was a brutal loss and a brutal time. It's just really hurtful, it's really painful, it's psychological, it's emotional, it's physical, because I think we are as hurt as well as we're upset. We feel as if we were just robbed of an opportunity with her. Today we would have been celebrating her birthday, and now we're here planning for a funeral, and it was just carelessness and negligence, he said. Police reported that about 11 a.m., the taxi, a Toyota Wish muscle car, was traveling along Melrose Hill Bypass towards Mandeville when a collision occurred with a Hyundai H1 minibus going in the opposite direction. The identities of 2 men who died in the crash have not yet been ascertained. Forbes said it makes it harder for the family to know that had the motorists involved been following the road guidelines, the tragedy could have averted. She would have been here with us today. It's painful. It's the worst thing I have ever experienced. It's the worst thing my family has ever experienced. It's just so bad. Now it's happened to the Forbes family. Tomorrow it's going to happen to another family. Yesterday it was another family. So it's almost as if it's just an unending crisis on our roads, she lamented. Mona had dreams. Just 3 weeks ago I was talking to her and she told me about her intentions to start nursing school next year, and I encouraged her, saying, whenever she's ready, we are here to support her. She had her whole life ahead of her, and she was just robbed of that opportunity because of a careless move. Avis Messam, Mona Ann's grandmother, told reporters that it is hard to come to terms with what was happening. Mona has been a bundle of joy and happiness. Watching her grow is an absolute pleasure. Saying goodbye to my granddaughter is next to impossible, but I will say, dance with the angels, baby girl, and happy birthday. LaSoria Thomas, another cousin, said Mona was a beautiful person inside as she was outside. She was ripped from us by this awful tragedy. The beautiful memories of her will be forever etched in our hearts. She was loved by all and will surely be missed by all. Police report that 10 people were admitted at hospital and 3 others treated and released. Meanwhile, Forbes maintained that someone should be held accountable for the death of her cousin and the other victims. It can't go like that. 2 other persons died in that incident. Their families are also grieving, and it's just really bad. It could have been so much worse. It was really brutal for us to see our little Mona go that way. It's just too much, she said. Up to Friday, November 4, 385 people have died in 391 fatal collisions, according to the Road Safety Unit, or SEO. Data compiled by Global Road Safety Facility showed that 75% of road fatalities and injuries in Jamaica are in the economically productive age group between 15 and 64 years. Country MPs are a special breed, says Morgan. Member of Parliament for Clarendon North Central, the Jamaica Labour Party's Robert Morgan, has described country royal MPs as a special breed. Morgan made the remark during his recent contribution to the State of the Constituency debate. Our constituencies are vast and diverse. Farming, manufacturing, food processing, transportation, and entertainment are big industries for the country's MPs, said Morgan. According to him, by any measure, we have more roads than other constituencies, more water issues, more light electricity issues, more issues with the internet, and more issues with transportation. Morgan, who was one of the last MPs to make a presentation in the constituency debate, told his colleagues that I sat here for the most of the presentations and I am proud to be on the side with MPs who have dedicated their lives to the importance of their countrymen. I am more proud of the country's MPs who travel hundreds of miles every month to spread the good words and deeds of a government that cares, a government led by the most consequential leader in modern Jamaica and Jamaican wholeness. Continuing, Morgan said, we are confident and sure that despite the challenges many of us first-term MPs have inherited, we know we have a leader with the vision, wisdom, and understanding to navigate our complex world with the intuitiveness of craft policy, plans, and programs that are substantive and substantial. We are developing Jamaica. We are transforming Jamaica. We are building a better country and society. Party promoter, music influencer shot dead at party in Westmoreland. A popular party promoter and a music influencer were shot dead at a party on Jane Marks Road, George's Plain in Westmoreland on Thursday night. The deceased have been identified as 48-year-old Owen King, otherwise called Peter King, who resides in the community, and a 50-year-old man identified by his last name Chambers and alias Gaddis. The incident happened shortly after 11:30 p.m. Reports from the Westmoreland police are that both victims were patrons at a bar along a roadway where a party was being held when a white Toyota Axio motor car drove up and stopped. Two armed men with handguns then alighted from the vehicle and opened fire at the men who were standing at the doorway of the bar, hitting them multiple times to their upper bodies. The victims were both rushed to the Savannah Lamar Public General Hospital where they were pronounced dead. 2 soldiers killed in car crash, 2 others injured. 2 members of the Jamaica Defense Force died as a result of injuries sustained in a car crash in the vicinity of Waterfalls on Old Hope Road in St. Andrew on Friday morning. 2 other soldiers who were in the vehicle also sustained injuries. One of them is said to be in critical condition. The soldiers were reportedly coming from an event. The accident reportedly happened about 4 a.m.
10 minutes to 4 this morning. A vehicle collided at the commissary wall on Hope Road. The driver dead. Because when I come out and look at him, I could have seen him dead from there. So you understand the other 2 was seriously injured. Blood have come out of them mouth, them nose and all those things. You understand? Yeah, but I guess all these things caused because of speeding, my friend. Because you have some people where they come here and help them. Did that taxi from a long time, them I watch them come from Utica, like them come from a party. You understand? And like them must say, oh, the vehicle they drive so hard, like them must speed from a long time. You understand? So when them reach the corner, now we look at them, couldn't take the corner. So the car just come straight across into the wall.
My 2 sons, I never see them fight. They never in an argument, none at all. I don't know what go on between the 2 of them. I can't tell them, I can't explain what happened between the 2 of them. If somebody out of the road a war one, the other one are going to take up to the other one. Nobody can war one and the other one are going. So really, I can't tell you, I can't tell you what go on between the 2 of them. I can't tell you nothing. It hurt, man. Sometimes I come make more and black out of my head. I don't want to think about it. I know Renard now come in. That time Renard come in, I said to mommy, last favor me beg you, mommy, last favor me beg you. Turn on your hotspot. Turn your phone, me get a call. Man, no more of that. No more that me do. I say, mommy, you alright? Boy, Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. Last thing my son said to me, say, mommy, me no wash the plate them, because you no left out the fork. Because I know say me go come home and quarrel when me see plate them wash. He said to your little brother, say, my brother, me love you, me love you. That's the last thing I said to me. Already Auntie Dante. Nothing more when I suffer. Nothing more, nothing at all. More when I dead, then kill him, my baby. Kill him. God give me strength. Tired. I don't know how me I go manage. It hurt me.
Petrodram, government in talks to set up burn unit. Minister of Health and Wellness Dr. Christopher Tufton says discussions are underway to set up a burn unit in Jamaica. We are looking at a burn unit. We are now in conversation with Petrodram to collaborate with them around looking at establishing a specialized burn unit. So it is in the making, the minister told reporters when asked for a response to calls for a local facility. He said while he's unable to commit to a startup date, possible locations for the burn unit are either the University Hospital of the West Indies or the Kingston Public Hospital. Members of the San Myrna Foundation, which has helped pave the way for several burn victims to receive treatment overseas, have been among those who have repeated the call for a local facility. The foundation's project manager, Stephen Joseph, has urged different segments of the society to come together to get the project done. I am making a passionate appeal to the government, the opposition, and the private sector. Let us work together to establish a burn unit, even at level 2, and have a memorandum of understanding with an external hospital for level 3 burn victims, he told reporters. San Myrna Foundation has been experiencing a high level of calls, not just from Jamaican nationals, but also from the Caribbean island to assist with burn victims who have experienced severe burns. The truth is, we would love to help more burn victims, but our resources are limited, and we can't help everyone as we want to, he added. Tufton noted that while Jamaica's public health system has the capacity to treat some burns, there is a need to put a facility in place to handle severe cases. The truth is, hospitals treat burn victims. The issue with a burn unit is that we get a specialized area for advanced burns, he said. Among those who have been severely burned and have received treatment abroad through the efforts of the San Myrna Foundation is 13-year-old Adriana Leng. She is the lone survivor of a house fire that left her 3 brothers dead. She received burns to 75% of her body. She's been treated at the Joseph M. Steele Burn Center of Doctors Hospital of Augusta, the largest burn center in the United States. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell